Well, if you felt anxiety during the pandemic, you're not alone. A new CDC survey shows many more Americans are struggling with mental health right now. That includes symptoms of anxiety and depression. But one local hospital says people may not be seeking that help they need. Sabrina Maggiore shows us why.
Abby, despite more Americans dealing with pandemic-related stress, Erlanger Behavioral Health System says they've actually seen a decrease in people seeking treatment.
It's the perfect storm for stress. Changes brought on by the pandemic coupled with widespread uncertainty.
Not just with coronavirus, but also like our government and like economy and like it's just kind of like stressful watching like the world as we know it like fall apart around us.
Environmental science student Emma Covington says she started at UTC just as the pandemic began.
I think there's a lot to be anxious about now, and like a lot of our stress relievers, like maybe concerts, and especially for young people, like concerts and parties and stuff is like not there to relieve that like school stress.
According to a CDC survey, close to a third of Americans reported symptoms of anxiety or depression. 1 in 10 adults said they increased abuse of drugs and alcohol, and a fourth of young adults said they seriously considered suicide in the months before this June survey.
I don't think it's surprising or alarming to anyone.
Eve Knight with Erlanger Behavioral Health says there was a mental health crisis in this country before the pandemic even started. But now, as more people are avoiding hospital visits and primary care centers are not seeing people in person, some aren't getting the help they might need.
People need to not be afraid to seek treatment. We have COVID precautions in place. The risk of exposure is incredibly low.
Knight says as anxiety mounts, community leaders need to intentionally address mental care in our community.
If we have delays in crisis mental health care, it's just the same as if we had delays when it came to medical care, and we're talking about potentially losing lives of our community members.
Now, Knight says it's important for anyone dealing with anxiety or depression right now to remember that they are not alone. She says a majority of Americans are facing increased stress and that there are people and resources that can help you better cope with this.
All right, Sabrina, great information right there. Thank you. We'll have some of those mental health resources linked for you on our website as well at newschannel9.com.